Can San Francisco handle the escape of multiple supervillains, all of which are also super horny, by the mysterious masked man? Let's find out together in the next issue of Super Hunk.
I'm in love with a hero. I'm in love with the one who will.
Hello comic book people of the world, let's talk about Super Hunk issue number 2. This is written and drawn by Alexander and published by Class Comics. About to go into some major spoilers, you have been warned. Super Hunk, sometimes called Super Hunk, who's aliasly known as Kent Kendall, is dealing with having a civilian life while trying to still maintain his Superman personality. Obviously there is a huge difference between Superman and Super Hunk, but you can tell that there are some personality traits that cross over. The first issue was more of a standalone issue that had the promise of more adventures down the way. This issue opens up with Super Hunk's boyfriend, Louis Loveday, giving somewhat of an inner monologue and explaining what it's like to be in a relationship with a superhero. We soon find out that the mysterious villain, the Masked Man, releases several different supervillains from prison, and it may be too much for Super Hunk to handle all on his own. However, luckily we have a new superhero on the scene by the name of Ultra Hunk. They both receive their powers in the same way when they both attended a pride parade and a meteor shower happened. It's kind of funny seeing Ultra Hunk's costume. It has a lot of similarities to Super Hunk's, however he has no cape. I immediately think of Edna Mode in The Incredibles when she says, "No capes." This issue introduces several new supervillains, all of which are incredibly super horny. And it's also revealed that Ultra Hunk may not be such a heroic character after all. This issue has lots of fun, sexy adventures happening in it, but it still leaves off on a huge mystery. It seems almost obvious that the Masked Man may end up being Ultra Hunk, but I'm hoping that it's not going to be something that's going to be so incredibly easy to solve. I personally think that would be way too easy, and I think it would be so much cooler if maybe another supervillain from another Class Comics title came in. Although I doubt we would have that kind of crossover, but still I can dream about it. I think it's funny that Lewis works with a character by the name of Helen Hale, keeping in line with the initials being the same. I mean, that is something that a lot of comic books did way back in the day, and I kind of like the idea that this is being nostalgic in some respects and showing that and making it seem as though there are many other characters that exist in comic books that have the same first initials. Some of the sex scenes that happened to this issue were pretty darn intense. I can't show any of those acts in this video, but I think you can imagine some of them just by the names of the supervillains. Like for instance, Mr. Fister, not to be confused with Fisto from Masters of the Universe, although now thinking about it, they do have a lot of similarities. Also, the Pisser, you pretty much know exactly what he does. Great second issue, Alexander is a phenomenal artist. He leaves nothing to the imagination. And as opposed to many other Class Comics titles, his artwork is very much in line with a superhero comic book of, say, like the 1950s and 60s, with a huge gay porn twist. So personally, I think this issue was badass, and it leaves off so the story can continue into issue number 3, which hopefully we'll get fairly soon. I'll cut it off at that point. If you're interested in getting this book, you want to go to classcomics.com, and they have both a PDF and a print form available. That's it for this video. You guys are all superheroes in your own right. Thank you guys for watching me. Check out my Patreon site when you get a chance. Check out my social media sites, my websites, and everything else out there. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later.
He's a prominent figure.
I know I say this in just about every Class Comics video review that I do, but I really feel as though there should be some sort of epic event that would have all the superheroes in the Class Comics universe having to unite together in order to stop something from happening. Maybe even having a central character that would have to unite them together, like possibly the gay comic geek. But then again, I may be biased in that, and it's something I'm just suggesting and putting it out there. I think it would be kind of cool.